I just thought about being like, we don't.
The thing that I hate the most about the Nothing Headphone 1 is the stupid... That's why this review video is kind of late, because I was struggling to kill these fucking headphones.
Well,
Sucking side.
that's a very bold sound choice.
This is the part of the review where we get to the sucking side.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, "Never strike a king unless you're sure you shall kill him." Nothing is still finding their place in the world of smartphones and earbuds, but last month they stepped out into the snooty and spicy world of over-ear headphones. Throughout development, Nothing claimed multiple times that they were aiming for what they perceived as the top dog, the AirPods Max. The AirPods Max are still more expensive than the brand new Nothing Headphone 1, but the Nothing cans are still $300, which is a price tag that says we're not playing around. For all their marketing blustering, these had better feel good, sound good, and offer a compelling reason not to go for any of their competitors that have repeatedly proven themselves. The daylight outside keeps changing, which makes this more sinister, but this review is not sponsored in the slightest, and I'm going to try and go the entire video without making a single pun about the brand's name. Let's start at a natural place. First impressions. The design. There is nothing quite like a unique design. The brand is so into their visual design that it often overshadows their user experience design, which, in my opinion, is often more impressive. But hey, if you were to establish yourself as an incredible dentist that also wears a purple morph suit on the job, chances are your dentistry talent would not be the most recognizable part of your brand. Obviously, design is super subjective, and this design is particularly divisive. Fortunately for me, as the sucker that pre-ordered them, the more I look at them, the more I like them. Is this the third stage of grief, or is it just Stockholm Syndrome? If you were going through airport security, you could probably convince your gate agent that it's some kind of medical device. Nothing leans really hard on fresh shapes, placements, and materials. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but they clearly don't aim to be. And neither should you. Variety is the spice of life, and for a while now, the premium Bluetooth headphone market has been about as spicy as an English breakfast. The Nothing Headphone 1 come in two colors, a black and this silver. The ear cups have a rectangular aluminum frame which look and feel really nice. I don't know if they'll get scratched up or dented up first, but in a way, I think that these are going to be the kind of headphones that are still going to look great when they're eventually beaten up. The new F1 movie made me realize the possibilities here. I harbor some slight concerns about the adjustable fit mechanism. It feels a little loose to me, like within a couple years' time, these might just be kind of sliding down on their own. These ear cups also feature Nothing's signature transparent tech flare. I don't think you're actually seeing any audio components under there, but the cassette tape inspiration is just, it's lovely. They look like the mind control device that the supervillain would force on the hero in an 80s action flick.
Seize him, slaves!
And speaking of control, your eyes don't deceive you. These are all physical and tangible controls. This is such a relief to me. If I want to have a panic attack while trying to control a device with a series of touches and taps and swipes, I'll just get in any modern electric vehicle. The power switch is exactly what it looks like, and it never gets any flashier or brighter than this small, gentle light. Right next to that is the USB-C port for charging, but it also acts as a wired audio option, which was a really pleasant surprise. The 3.5mm aux port is also in the mix here, which I will continue to cherish until the last gadget on the planet drops support for it. Do note that for either of these wired audio options, the headphones still need to be powered on. Along the back of the right ear cup, there's a paddle that skips forward or backward on your media. Holding it one direction or the other actually scrubs through your media if the app supports it. The scrubbing feature is basically when you... Does that make sense? Above that lovely paddle is perhaps my favorite part of these headphones. It's a scroll wheel volume control that doubles as a play-pause button when you press it down, and triples as an assignable action button when you hold it down. The weight and the drag of this wheel is perfect. It's reminiscent of like a Golden Tee arcade machine. It has like this beautiful little click to signify the volume changes when you scroll on it. In case you long for even greater physical control of your media, there is another multi-purpose button on the front of the right ear cup. There's several different functions that you can assign to this, but I have it set to launch my phone assistant with a single tap and control spatial audio if I hold it down. I really like that all of these controls are tangible and they offer control that you can physically feel. Beyond that, all of these controls are on the right ear cup, so it took no time at all for media control to feel just really natural, just boop. Let's talk about comfort. The headphone ones are actually really comfortable to wear. They are flexible and durable. The clamping force is the perfect level for me. That is to say, I could wear these and headbang a little bit, or I could use a water fountain without them sliding down my head, but no tighter than that. I do have a fairly large noggin, so I was pleased to find that they were not uncomfortably snug. I found that I can get to about 3 hours wearing these headphones before they start to feel not so comfy. The Sony WH-1000X Mark V's are, I think, a little more comfortable, and the Bose Quiet Comfort series are definitely still the most comfy headphones that I've worn, but I'm still really happy with the Nothing headphones here. Considering how industrial and strange they look, I think it's easy to expect them not to be that comfortable, but that's not the case. Their compatibility with eyeglasses is so-so. That passive seal around your ears is tight, and the clamp force is pretty snug, so eyeglasses will affect both the noise isolation and the comfort. The ear cushions are plenty comfortable. They don't get uncomfortably hot when you've been wearing them for a while. They're pleasantly soft, and they have plenty of rebound when you compress them. The headband on the top has the same material and the same level of rebound. It's quite comfortable, and it doesn't seem like this is something that's going to get cracked with age. These cans are capable of compacting a little bit for travel, but they can't really fold down, which is a shame. They're low profile at least, but really all they can do is fold out like this so that they lay flat in their case. I do hope that Nothing can optimize this design to be able to fold smaller like their competition can. I travel with my headphones so much that it's really valuable for me to be able to fold them down. If design is super important to you for your headphones, you probably already know by now if you're still interested in these cans, but looks can be deceiving. After all, I filmed these pretty glam shots in my garage.
Girl, go get it. Yeah, I said, girl, go get it. Yeah.
Let's talk about audio quality. For the price tag, these headphones have to sound good on top of looking good and feeling good. Unfortunately for you, I'm not a sound engineer, so I have a difficult time explaining why I feel the way that I do about audio quality on various devices. Fortunately, I know a guy. I don't actually know more than the average tech reviewer about frequencies and all that stuff. I'm just a guy with normal ears and champagne tastes. One of my best friends owns a recording studio in Kansas City, Missouri. His name is Kyle Clark, and it's this guy. Hello, I've been off screen the whole time.
Yeah, I haven't seen these yet.
They're interesting.
First impression is that it's beefy. The sides almost look like, when you first hand it to me, it almost looks like a tape deck. Well, let's dig in. All right, let's do it. Let's see. Oh man, I can barely hear you. I feel like I'm yelling now.
You're talking very normally.
Am I? Okay, good.
Yeah,
I still have my hearing.
And then if you press and hold in,
it's
it
also
changes like to a transparency mode.
I hear.
Isn't it the strangest sound? It's like.
I didn't expect a rather aggressive sigh.
I had.
Does it do the same when you kick it back? It's like that in reverse. It's.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a suck in. A suck and sigh. Oh, well,
Suck and sigh.
That's a very bold sound choice. Start with some Tool. All right, let's go.
Did I mention the intro track for this video? It was actually just not 15 minutes ago. I'm just talking about not 15 minutes ago. This was vomited out on the synth, and then he just mastered it, and it took him like 20 minutes tops.
Oh, it's a scroll.
Uh-huh.
Weird. Oh shit, that's cool.
It's kind of a fresh experience.
That's fancy.
I'm in love with the paddle.
Dude, the paddle's pretty cool, man. The thing I have noticed about any kind of touch switches that messes with it is actually my hair.
Yes.
You know,
oh my gosh, yeah, if my hair is damp at all, it kind of made me realize as soon as my hair got long enough to cover my ears, I'm like, me. The world of consumer technology is run by men.
It's true, yeah.
For long hair.
They don't. Dude, my first impressions are really cool. Like, what I'm used to this kind of like consumer noise canceling headphones having is kind of like a mid dip thing going on in the mid range.
The vicious V.
The vicious V. The mid scoop. It has that, but it's not really distasteful. The top end is pretty smooth off, especially like listening to some Tool. It has some high gain stuff. The top end is smoother than I expected with something like this.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Radiohead, brother.
Very good. Like, there's a little bit of some harshness in the 1K, but it's not horrendous. Let me dip that. Okay, now we're moving on to Kendrick. I just want to hear the sub. Okay, that sounds big. It sounds like it's getting as much out that you can out of a sub on headphones. Dude, these are pretty cool. I'm impressed so far.
Play around with that EQ. Whatever EQ settings he provides, I will add that on the screen right here.
Sure. Like, it's honky as in, like, 1K range, but it's not like... I would take that any day over more of, like, a 4K harsh thing. Some people like the more mid-dip thing just for listening. I don't, but that's probably because I'm also used to, like, reference.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
You need things to be as flat and clean and perfectly accurate as possible.
You know, the thing that gets me, honestly, the sound quality is good. The features are cool. They look pretty cool, man.
The fact is that the default tuning is, Does this mean Kef is bad? Hell if I know, I can't afford their speakers. Does it mean that Nothing doesn't know what good audio sounds like? No, not at all. The Nothing Ear 2024 shipped with incredible and accurate audio straight out of the box. The good news is that you can take this audio from a 6.5 to an 8 pretty easily. You just need to spend some quality time in the Nothing X app playing with the excellent 8-band custom EQ, or sampling the different EQ profiles that other users have constructed and shared via QR codes. Of course, is it really a good premium Bluetooth headset if it doesn't have incredible active noise cancellation? The active noise cancellation on the Nothing Headphone 1s is very comparable to the Sony WH-1000 XM3s, but it isn't quite as good as the latest in both Sony and Bose's lineups. In my opinion, if ANC is good enough to drown out the noise of an airplane engine, that's good enough for me, so I would give this like an 8 out of 10, and that's plenty. Interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that these headphones aren't actually working that hard on noise cancellation, because the physical pads themselves do an incredible job canceling noise passively. On most headphones, transparency modes tend to neuter the sound quality of your media in an effort to make your surroundings sound close and amplified. On the Nothing Headphone 1, the sound quality remains incredible even when it's in transparency mode. Considering how good the passive noise cancellation is on these ear pads, this transparency mode is really impressive. Honestly, in spite of that passive noise cancellation being incredibly effective, this transparency mode on the Nothing Headphone 1s is my new favorite implementation of transparency mode. I routinely get lost in both music and conversation while the transparency mode is on. In the Hebrew Bible, the book of 2 Kings tells the story of a miracle done to bless a poor woman facing the prospect of losing her family. A godly man instructs her to start pouring her small flask of olive oil into jars, and miraculously, it never stops filling them, so she's able to sell the oil and have a ton left over for herself. And that's how the battery life is on the Nothing Headphone 1s. There's a reason that I didn't go through this category earlier. It's because I was busting my ass trying to kill these headphones. The battery on these headphones are truly like that flask of olive oil in the Bible. I don't know what sort of magic they did to achieve this sort of battery life. I worked for over a week to kill these suckers, and I was tracking my usage with them down to the minute. Without ANC, transparency, or the highest quality LDAC codec, these headphones can go for 80 hours of playback. Of course, I didn't buy $300 headphones not to use their best features, so I was making calls, I was using ANC or transparency mode exclusively, and I was using LDAC codec for all of my media. In total, I got 37 hours and 30 minutes of usage out of these headphones. I don't even know what to do with that. By the time it was down to like 30%, I was actually getting really offended because I'm like, when will these die? I have to make this video. That's why this review video is kind of late. It's because I was struggling to kill these fucking headphones. Bear in mind that the AirPods Max headphones, you get 20 hours of audio with those. Let's test the Bluetooth range on this. So right now I'm on the front side of my house. I've got these turned up. Let's go outside. Oh, it's crackling. Okay, that is the opposite side of my house. In case you're planning on using the Nothing Headphone 1 to jump on phone calls or Discord calls or work calls, whatever, here's a quick mic test in a quiet environment. Now let's switch over to something a little noisier. This is what the mic sounds like on the Nothing Headphone 1 in a noisier environment. I'm on a road trip now. If you took this phone call from me, would you be like, man, get off the phone while you're driving? I get it. I do. These are really cool headphones, and it's not wrong to want them. But because I'm no shill, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you to wait. Why are you impulse buying this? I'm pretty bad at acronyms, but I'm good at being fair. Here are the several things that I dislike, ranked from mild annoyance to genuine abhorrence. First off, the on-head detection for these headphones is a bit slower than a lot of the other headphones out there when it comes to pausing and resuming music. Second, I really wish the volume scroll... Trains, dude. Second, I really wish that the volume scroller actually changed the volume in smaller increments. Third, just due to the metal construction of these headphones, when you're carrying them, they donk together a lot. It's no biggie, but they do donk. They do be donkin'. Fourth, and this is a big one, the default audio tuning is not indicative of $300 headphones. This is particularly disappointing following the outstanding success of the price to quality ratio of last year's earbuds from the Nothing brand. Fortunately, like I said, this audio quality is salvaged particularly well through an incredible 8-band EQ in the Nothing X app. But you should expect these to sound a little muddy out of the box. Fifth and finally, the thing that I hate the most about the Nothing Headphone 1 is the stupid case. The zipper is terrible. The orientation is incorrect. When you're removing them from the case, they should be flipped around so that you can put them directly on your head. Instead, you have to pick them out of the case and then rotate them to put them on your head. And every time that I use it, it just shows off how the headphones don't fold down any more than they're capable of, which is just a bitter reminder that my old Sony headphones were far more travel friendly. Regrettably, these headphones are a reminder that everything in life is an exercise in compromise, and though they are absolutely one of a kind, they beg to be compared to their drab peers. At $300, they were destined to either be cruelly overpriced jokes or value-forward competitors in a tough market, and I'm very pleased to say that it's more so the latter. You are unlikely to be blown away by the audio quality on the Nothing Headphone 1 unless you spend some really good quality time tinkering with the EQ. But hey, lean in, because this is the important part. Next year's gadget is almost always going to be better than this year's gadget. Buying new flagship headphones every year is insane behavior. So if you get headphones that don't annoy you and actively make you feel good to use them, you're on top of the world. And if you can get that for less than $300, yeah, probably move on from these headphones. But I will say, the Nothing Headphone 1 are all about control. The toggles and knobs and buttons with which you control these headphones are all as excellent as I'd hoped that they would be. And the Nothing X companion app is awesome, and it offers you a ton of customization over the features, controls, and sound profile of these headphones, and it's the best EQ of its kind. And that's really important because the sound quality out of the box is inferior to its price-matched competitors. I'm really lucky that a good EQ was able to take this audio quality from like a 6.5 to an 8. Match that with industry-leading battery life, and Nothing is cooking for a first-generation product. They feel good, they look good, and they sound good enough for me to call this a win. And although, as always, I can't wait to see what Nothing does next, I'm pretty sure that these specific headphones are going to be living in my bag for many years to come. If any part of this video is helpful to you, please express your gratitude by liking and consider subscribing. I put a lot of work into these videos because I like helping people, and my honesty will never be for sale. If you have any other questions about the Nothing Headphone 1, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to help you out. If not, I'll see you next time, and until then, please just take care of yourself. Bye.